Okay, Saturday, 5th of October 2024. So, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smarter stuff men should know. Psychology Saturday. Understand yourself and others better. Social learning theory and the thought process behind culture and the interesting bit of a psychological phenomena that I noticed. So, maybe 2 or so years ago, I was talking with someone about the lyrics of a certain song. And they read the song, not listened to it, read the song, and they said something very interesting. They said, in my culture, this wording is weird, it's strange, in my culture. And that was, the song is irrelevant for this conversation, but that comment was interesting. In my culture. What the person was indirectly saying, in my culture, is they're saying, my brainwashing says that this is wrong. Not that they came to their own conclusion in terms of philosophy or theory or understanding of the world or whatever else, and they came to their own individual thought about the song. The song is immaterial, but it's that thought process that's interesting. It's my culture. They delegated their thought process, their decision-making process, to a collective conscious, a culture. Now, I did a video about this, one or two videos in the past, about is culture a cult, in a sense of you're outsourcing your thought process, outsourcing your morality even, you're outsourcing your ideas, your priorities, your values to the group of people all around you. Whether good, bad or ugly is another question completely, but it's that principle. Are you doing it? Are you coming to this conclusion, or is it society at hand, what they deem to be normal or not normal, that guided you towards this idea? Who really has that idea or this priority or this idea of yours? Is it your own thought, or is it just the collective culture? Now, I mean that very sincerely. It's worth understanding that, because sometimes we don't want to be thinking, I'm only doing this because it's in my culture, or I don't do that, it's in my culture. Because what you're really saying is, I want to do that, or I would like to do it, but something out there, this third part, this ominous thing, this culture, this thing, this social learning theory is holding me back. That's what you're indirectly saying. Now, that's an interesting concept, social learning theory, because there's this scientific thought experiment. There was this experiment done. Room full of monkeys and a ladder with bananas on top. And over time, the monkeys would try to climb the ladder to get the bananas. Fair enough. But as they climb it, water would come on, cold water. So they'd negatively associate touching said ladder with cold water. So over time, the monkeys just wouldn't try. And then over time, the monkeys were replaced. So some monkeys never experienced the cold water, but they went to touch the ladder to climb it, and other monkeys attacked the monkey. The negative reinforcement. Those that experienced the cold water didn't want to be hit by the water, so their behaviour spread to other ones. So over time, all the monkeys were replaced, and none of them ever tried to touch the ladder to get the bananas. Fair enough, interesting concept. But therein lies the interesting dilemma, the interesting bit of psychology. It's learned helplessness. They're holding themselves back from trying to achieve what they want. Why? Because they fear something that might happen. Now, they don't know if it will or won't happen, but in their minds they think it will happen. But even though technically, in this example, in this experiment, it won't. The scientists won't press the button, for example. The water's turned off, whatever else. But it goes into the realm of learned helplessness, where you want to do something, but you're holding yourself back, or you're delegating your thought process to something else or someone else, and saying, well, in my culture we say this, in my culture we don't do that. Powerful. Because then if you start having learned helplessness and delegating your thought process to other people, other places, whatever else, are you really independent? Are you really free? Are you really yourself? And this is a sincere question to ask. It goes back to that question, is culture a cult? Are you being yourself, or is it just other people or a collective idea that's dictating your morality, your thoughts, your ideas, your concepts, your values, your standards, you name it? Very interesting concept. And to break free from that, that's a whole other question altogether. Someone would say that's breaking out the matrix. Some would say it's, leaving the matrix, take the red pill, whatever else, not the blue pill, whatever else, things like that. That's a whole other conversation. But it's worthwhile thinking about. Yes. So then it begs the question, like I did a video before in the past, is culture a cult? Yes, no, maybe. But it's worth understanding that in that conversation I had with that person, in my culture we don't do this. We don't listen to that kind of music, or we don't say that. Because what you're actually deep down saying is, I might want to, I'd like to, but something, this ominous whatever, is holding me back, and denying me that. And when you're denying it, are you really working towards your goals, your standards, your values? Now, of course, this is very subjective opinion and ideas, because we're adults, come to your own conclusion, but it's worth being aware of it. It's worth understanding these concepts in psychology, in whatever else. It's worth understanding these things. Because that way then, we come to our own conclusion in life, what we want or don't want, by our own choice. I want this, even though my culture also wants it as well. Or I want that, and I'm going against the culture. Worth being aware of these things. You're doing it as a free man, as a freed person, by your own choice. Now, fate or destiny is a whole other conversation. That's a whole other video. But the point still stands. You choose to do it, as opposed to this delegation deciding for you, impressing on you via what we would describe as a culture. That's a whole other conversation. It's fascinating stuff, but it's worth being aware of this. Damn important. Who's making the decisions? Yes. But otherwise, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. You will see me tomorrow. Subscribe for more. You will see me tomorrow.